All right, perfect. Welcome to the Town of Fort Smith Council meeting of March 17th, 2026. I can confirm we have quorum. The mayor and council wish to acknowledge that the Town of Fort Smith is located within Treaty 8 territory. Treaty 8 territory also encompasses the traditional homelands of the Salt River First Nations, the Fitzgibbon Nation, and the indigenous Métis people of Fort Smith. These nations have maintained stewardship of their sacred lands throughout generations, and we honor your knowledge, teachings, traditions, and the land. We're mindful that colonization has not been kind. We respectfully recognize our generational histories and commit to strive for unity in the spirit of truth and reconciliation. I'll now hand the chair off to Councillor Tucky.
Thank you, Mayor Burton. Good evening, all councillors and guests. Moving on with the agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented, adopted? Councillor Carson.
I move that the agenda be adopted as presented.
Seconder. Councillor Cox. Any questions? All in favor? Motion carried. Delegations, we have our monthly policing report from the RCMP. Gentlemen, the floor is yours.
Sweet. I'm Constable Scott Ewing, so I met you guys 2 weeks ago last month. I am the acting corporal right now. For us, it was a good month. You look at last year, this month we had 112 calls for service. This month we had 67, so almost cut in half. To note there, we're down 5 files for theft and approximately 15 for like disturbing peace or causing disturbance calls. Those are the two that kind of I noted there that were quite a bit lower this year, which is good. We're still pretty shallow on the staffing side of things, but we're on the road all the time. So if we're not in the office doing paperwork, we went on the road. So that may have something to do with the call volume being lower. I'm not sure, but yeah, very low on call volume there. Enjoyed the activities here last week. That was super fun. We were out as much as we could be, and on the side of policing, it was a quiet weekend, which was good. That gave us some opportunity to get involved. We are still managing our prolific offenders, so there's a few around here that we check on a weekly basis. So we're still happy with that. But as far as RCMP goes, that is pretty much all I have. I do know that there's supposed to be new laws coming in. We talked about it last month. I sent him an email 10 days ago, just looking for an update, and I have not heard back from him. So as soon as I do hear, I will let you guys know. That's kind of where we are sitting right now. Any questions? Right.
Councillor Carson.
I'm just wondering what is the current staffing level? I know the last time we talked, it was at 2.5. Have we gained at all?
Nothing yet. There's supposed to be one guy coming here in May for a resolution. So that'll bring us up one, and we are currently in talks with the division to get another recruit. So then that'll bring us up another one. Still, from last month, the exact same soft vacancies, some guys on leave for mental health reasons, that kind of thing.
Thank you.
Mayor Burton.
Thank you, Chair. I was just noting in your report, there was 2 incidents in the month where you guys had to guard at the hospital for calls for mental health or whatever that looks like. Just what is the time it takes for you guys to sit there on those calls?
It really depends on what's happening. If the doctor deems that this person needs to be formed and flown to Yellowknife, that turns into a really long night for us. Sometimes 12 hours. It'll depend on medevac and how long they're taking to gear up from Yellowknife and getting here. So the one in particular, we were there 8 hours, and then we went off, and then the other 2 guys that came in, they took over. I'm not sure how long they were there approximately, and then the other one was probably about 6 hours. And that has to do with if the subject that's been formed is violent, and we're worried about them either leaving or attacking the nursing staff there, then we have to stay.
Understood. Just know that that takes you away from their ability to do community policing if you're having to watch people that are at the hospital.
I'm not sure the best course of action for that, like, is it feasible for Garrett? I don't know. I don't really know the answer. At 2, probably not. But yes, that is something to be aware of when we're tied up there. We're tied up there. And sometimes we need to have 2. Sometimes we can spill off to do calls for service, that kind of thing. But as far as like community involvement goes, we wouldn't be able to stop for calls for service.
Thank you.
Councilor Reynolds?
I think that, if that room was available, that would kind of solve this problem. Yeah, because that's like a safe room.
A secure room?
Yeah.
Yeah, something
I think
that can be
would solve-
locked.
Yeah,
Yep,
kill 2 birds with 1 stone there.
for sure. And then they could call us if they needed us, right?
Right. Or you can just have a guard sit there.
100%.
Mayor Ferguson?
Okay, thanks. Just kind of a follow with that. We did have a lot of folks in the town, in the community that have been trained as guards, as, we had folks at the male corrections that was closed. And so you do have trained people in the community. Is that something you would think on something like this that you could call from so that you guys could still do your job?
I actually don't know, but I will figure it out.
Yeah,
I will
because
figure it out, because that is actually a good point.
lots of people, so.
Yeah, it was something that I'll figure out.
Any further questions? Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Have a good night. Hopefully it's still quiet for you guys for the rest of the month.
You have a good track record.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Watch out for that leprechaun.
Catch me right there.
He's right here.
Okay, moving on with the agenda, can I get a motion for approval of the regular minutes of council meeting of March 3rd, 2026?
Sure, I'll move that the minutes of the regular meeting of March 3rd, 2026 be adopted as presented.
Thank you. Seconder? Councilor Cox? Any business arising from the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor? So passed. Declaration of financial interest? Seeing none, moving on to administration. Community services. I'll hand over to the Director of Community Services.
Hi, I'm Sam Stokel. I'm acting Director of Community Services since I think February 24th. So I'm just going to provide an update on what happened in February. So for the Rec Center, they co-hosted 2 events this month. There was the NWT Senior Curling Tournament and the NWT Snowboarding Territorial Championships. Both events had people coming from out of town, so that's always really nice. For the seniors curling tournament, a team from Yellowknife won. They won back-to-back titles. Fort Smith came in 3rd place, so that's great. For the NWT Snowboarding Territorial Championships, there was a whole bunch of youth that came to the community from across the territory. And there was great competition, and sounds like everyone had lots of fun there as well. The gymnasium schedule hasn't changed, so there's still lots of different sports activities, youth drop-in nights, youth teen nights, parents and tots, all the regular activities are still happening. For the arena, community participation and user groups have had more people coming out, so that's really great. And the department also organized a rental so that people going to the Arctic Winter Games could practice their skating before going to the Arctic Winter Games. So that was great. The pool closed on February 3rd for maintenance and repairs, and it's going to be extended for another couple weeks, and it looks like it's on schedule for March 30th. The pool's filled with water. The sauna has stayed open and is seeing about 10 to 15 people a day, so that's helpful to open that up. And the staff are getting ready, and I think we're also going to, March 30th is a Monday, so usually the pool isn't open on a Monday, but it's been closed for so long, and it's the first day of spring break, so we're gonna open on the Monday so that people can get in there as soon as it's ready.
Nice.
The library, we did a bit less programming in February as myself and another staff member went to Yellowknife to attend the NWT Literacy Council Conference. That conference focused on youth literacy, family literacy, and Indigenous language revitalization. So we've got lots of new ideas for programming and funding, so we're excited about that. Teen Night continues to have really good attendance on the Wednesday nights in the library and on the weekends. And especially we did a glow Nerf battle night, so we turned off the lights and had glow sticks and Nerf guns in the library, so that was pretty fun. Yeah, it's fun. In the daycare, February was really busy, lots of high attendance. It was super cold all month, so a lot of the programming stayed inside. And they used the gym for all the playtime and keeping the kids active. They have a new child in the infant care program and still have 5 remaining spaces, but more applications have come in, and so starting in the fall, there's going to be more infants there. And they did have an open house on March 14th, and 3 families came in and they're interested in signing up as well, so that's great. The after school care program, also really busy, mostly indoors. They were able to offer additional hours during the PD week, which was near the end of February. Their attendance was really high, and there's continued demand on the wait list. So if some people can't make it, then they're calling in those people on the wait list. Also myself in the library and in the child care and in economic development, we're all hiring staff right now. So that is also a really busy time as we're all hiring. Yeah. And then lastly, the economic and tourism development. In February, they had the Love Local shopping event, which they tied around Valentine's Day. They had 12 businesses sign up for that passport style where you visit each of the stores and get the stamp and then get entered into a prize. So they had 19 people submit their passport for entry, but that did result in 210 entries. So those 20 people went to a lot of different stores. The Economic and Tourism Development has listed some lessons that they've learned and how they can improve it for next year, to maybe doing it in the week leading up to Valentine's. And then Daniel also went to Texas for the Port Aransas Whooping Crane Festival, and he went with Ronnie Schaefer, who works for the Salt River First Nation, and so they were hoping to raise awareness of Fort Smith as a travel destination at the Northern Whooping Crane Festival, but he attended a Whooping Crane Festival in the southern location for the Whooping Cranes, and he said people were so excited to see pictures of like the nesting sites and all the baby birds that are there. But he got 31 people to sign up who are interested in more information about the Northern Whooping Crane Festival. And yeah, he would like to continue working with Ronnie so that they can plan opportunities and scientific studies for whooping crane tourism. And then social media, just the last bit of information. There was a video provided by Mayor Ferguson about Fort Smith has the best terrain park in the north, and that had a lot of over 2,000 views, and people were commenting on it when they're coming to town for the events. So that's a really good, another asset for tourism, but also for local enjoyment. And I think that's everything. Thank you.
Mary Ferguson.
Thank you. You did an awesome summary of the report, and I want you to come and present every single time. That was great.
Oh.
Thank you. And it was lovely. You're just happy and excited, and this is awesome, right? So I'd listen to it anytime. Just to clarify, TLC helped put out the video.
Oh,
It was a
okay.
joint partnership with myself, TLC. They did that as marketing for Fort Smith thing that they had going on there. But yeah, great. I actually have a question, and I'm only going to ask you just because I know you're here, but it's in the library capacity. I understand that the librarian position in Hay River it's not there anymore, so it doesn't exist. So that is like the headquarters for the library. And I just want to know what's happening there. Can they reallocate to us? Is there something more details you could give to us about that situation?
Yeah, so the territorial NWT Public Libraries is headquartered in Hay River. And then they have the Hay River Centennial Public Library is in the front of the building. The librarian there is retiring after 20 years. And so what they're hoping to do is restructure similarly to how my position was created. So previously this position was run by the GNWT, and then town staff would provide coverage. But in Hay River, their library, the library manager was a GNWT position, and then all the other staff are managed by a library board, like Friends of the Library. And so what they're hoping to do right now is transition to have the library managed by the town of Hay River. So there's not any extra money. Yeah, I mean, you can ask, but yeah, I don't think there's no extra money there. Yeah, I think the money that they were using to pay the head librarian is going to the town of Hay River to pay for the head librarian.
They're not going to lose their library though, right? I'm just wondering if that's, yeah, okay.
I cannot comment on that. But yeah, I hope that they keep their library.
Thank you.
Any further questions for the director? Deputy Mayor Kagan?
I just want to throw kudos away towards your daycare staff. They just a situation that we've been dealing with in our family, but they've been managing their empty slots well. Because one of my grandsons is aged out and so hasn't got a spot right now, but is waiting for one. And they called every day that there was a gap to fill. So they are really doing a bang up job managing their schedules, managing their kids' presence, filling the program. So I'm, as a town councillor, as a grandpa, I'm happy, but as a town councillor, I'm impressed. They're doing a really good job.
I'll pass that along.
Any further discussion? Thank you, Director. Moving on. Municipal Services Director's Report. Mr. Benny?
Yeah, so,
I'm sorry.
Oh, she has her hand up. Sorry. Patty had her hand up.
Councillor Eaton.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Sam, for stepping into the acting director part. Just wondering if when you're done being the acting director of community services, and if there's a return date for the actual director of community services.
We anticipate that the director will be back on staff on March 30th.
Copy that. Thank you.
Anything further? I don't see any hands up on the board. Moving on to Municipal Services. Mr. Benny.
Yeah, so you guys have my report there. Just a couple things to add. The pool update. We are full and the pumps are running. We found every leak that we found has been fixed. So the cement work's happening, coinciding with the heating of the water. The water should be up to temperature enough to add chemicals tomorrow. So once you get the chemicals and then the rest of the temperature up, we may be good to go earlier than March 30th, but I don't know if we want to keep that date or not. That'll be discussion on the SAO, but just let you know that the way it looks right now, it looks excellent. The air handling unit parts are all in and everything. They're just finalizing the software. So there's some programming happens remotely with the contractor and the supplier. Other than that, the frolic stuff all went well, and the guys were out there, all the snowmobile areas, everything was all set up. See a briefing note with the garbage truck for the next phase, again, that happening. And depending what happens with that approval or not, will be the next stage after that, which will be the level of service conversations, the change, and then also what will happen with the staff that are transitioned, but that will all happen in the next conversation. So, the water plant, we're moving forward with repairing that filter. We're just locating, what is it called, a stainless steel welder. So we have a headlock locally, so we're reaching now beyond our town. Yeah, and then other than that, that's all I really have. Snow removal is huge, and with this, this snow, she keeps it coming. Keeps it coming.
Yeah.
But we might have to move away from our regular stuff just to widen some streets, because some streets are getting a little too narrow where it wouldn't be in that priority, but now they are posing a risk. So we are aware of that and adjusting our scope to it accordingly. Thank you.
Mayor Ferguson.
Thanks. Thank you for your report. In regards to get our new garbage truck and the bins and that whole rollout, I'm just wondering when the PSA and the like the education piece that comes for the community, when are we going to see that information piece that we're going to for community engagement, so that we can they're not just wow new bin. We got to give some lead up to it and explain what's going on in our process, so that they're not surprised by what we're doing. So I'm just wondering when we're going to see that.
Yeah, so that's the next part of this project. Again, pending tonight. If tonight's briefing note doesn't get passed, then everything has to be adjusted to that. So we can only follow the critical path in that, but that'll be followed up next, and that'll be happening, rolling out in advance. We have packages that'll be delivered with all the bins. We have stuff. We have a plan of working with Danielle as well as Cassandra on how that's going to roll out. So information will be coming up ahead of time. We're going to start adding little things to start warming up to get the conversation happening. That all follows this. This is step by step.
Mayor Ferguson.
Thank you for that. With respect to the pool, the hot tub, always a big conversation piece that we always hear about, and I know it has a lot to do with training in the system and that sort of thing. Is that happening with the staff now, so that the training and the chemical levels, and to making sure that the pool staff is communicating with your staff so that these chemical levels will be managed, so that we can have a more active hot tub service?
Yeah, so the hot tub's going to be sanded, painted, and get ready, so that it's all ready, and as well as that will be happening with Raphael's staff and the two staff that we just sent from facilities to pool 1 and 2 and just come back a couple weeks back. So some more training has happened, and yes, that will happen before it opens.
Councillor Carson.
Yes, Director. I'm just curious, could you provide a little bit more detail with the curling rink ice plant and having to be manually restarted every 6 hours? Is that issue been resolved? Like what caused it? Any more details would be appreciated.
Yeah, so that, I believe, was the power fluctuations we're having as they were messing with the dam and the generators, and what it caused, it just caused failures. So once they fixed that, again, it hasn't been working since. There was a big brownout there, and that's what we believe much of what happened.
Any further questions? Thank you, Director. Moving on, briefing note to purchase of garbage bins and RFID system. Can I get a motion to?
Sure. I'll move that Mayor and Council approve the purchase of residential garbage bins, RFID hardware, and associated setup, assembly, delivery, and initial software implementation from Superior North America, Inc. through the Canoe Procurement Group in total amount of $214,507.22. before GST to be funded from the approved garbage truck capital project budget.
Okay, seconder. Counselor Gouverneur. Discussion? Counselor Gouverneur.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a question of curiosity, being a resident of Bell Rock, are the bins going to be available for residents out there as well?
Yes, Bell Rock is part of this project, they will be getting bins as well.
Counselor Benro.
How many bins do we get, 1 or 2? Per house?
The program is designed for 1 bin per house, and then additional bins can be purchased if you want to create more garbage.
Counselor Karasak.
I was looking at the schematics with the Fort Smith logo on it. Has that been decided, or was that just an example of something that we might get?
That was the decision I went with.
Okay.
It also has on the top the arrows pointing the street and stuff, right? And the RFD, because it has to work with the RFD, we went with what our preferred logo to go with our communications.
Counselor Cox.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm just curious about the RFID stuff and the annual subscription. So I'm curious as to if there's a rough estimate as to what the annual subscription is and to what the what gets accomplished by using the RFID tags, other than being able to trace bins back to a certain household.
Yeah, so there should be an estimated cost in the section with the RFID on there, which is around $5,000. That's our estimate, because when we're setting it up, we're going to decide how many computers, how many consoles actually need it, where do we need it, and that'll determine how much service and level service is required. The system itself, we will be able to tell when the can is picked up, when it's picked up. There'll be little red dots on there. We get to design the whole route, so we can make it a more efficient route. Like the red dot turns green once the can's picked up. They can also hit a picture if there's unwanted stuff, or if they're sticking an engine block in their can, the garbage truck guy can hit a button and a picture will be there. So when they say my garbage wasn't picked up, well, this is why it wasn't picked up. Yeah, they can also all be traced to the address. So if someone took the can down the street, they can always be traced back to the address. Changing a mode is easy. It comes with a gun, so we can change the mode in 10 minutes, really 15 minutes. All done by the Public Works Department.
Counselor Benro.
So if somebody purchases one on their own, say they needed 2, would that be on the purchased one too? Like, you know, the dot and or?
Yeah, so if they went to town hall and said they needed another bin, we would bring another bin there and we'd ID
Oh,
their
okay.
address.
Counselor Cox.
Thanks, one more. I know it's been said, but it's worth rehashing. And I know this is the way to go, but I think this is going to generate a lot of pushback, and I think us as council are probably going to answer to it. I think anything we can do to sell this and try and show how much more efficient it is, and the savings, and the fact that we're freeing up workers to do other things and catch up. I think like the more we can push that message, the better it's going to come out. But there's still going to be headaches. I haven't heard anything in Hay River lately, so I'm assuming that they've transitioned and everything is chugging along happily. But I think we need to prepare ourselves for that. And if we don't do it right, it could go badly for us, even come election time. So.
Counselor Beaton has her hand up.
Counselor Eden.
Thank you. I know it's pretty early days, but I'm just wondering, like, the wooden ones that are currently being used, like, if we get the new bins, like, is the Jahan gonna help remove those, or is it gonna be part of spring, fall cleanup? Like, just wondering about switching those out.
Yeah, so the way this project's planned is to do it around spring cleanup with that thought in mind, but we're also said when we're going to release some earlier information stuff to the community. We're gonna introduce, like, I was working with Daniel on this. What those could be used for rather than putting them in a dump, like flower boxes or stuff to contribute kids' toys and they clean them on toys in the yard, things like this. So just ideas, alternative ideas versus just throwing on the landfill. There's some people have some nice bins, but yeah, that's been a thought of this project for sure.
Copy that, thanks.
Councillor Benro.
The steep ditches, would that be a deterrent for those bins? Just wondering, I don't know, they're just, cause some driveways are so narrow and then there's that steepness.
Yeah, we would just say to put them at the end of the driveway. If you drive in the know, you should be able to get in. Would be just the garbage day.
Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion? So carried. Moving on. Bylaws and policies. Can I get a motion for the third and final reading of the 2026 annual borrowing bylaw number 1075? Councillor Cox.
I'll move that the 2026 annual borrowing bylaw number 1075 be given third and final reading by title only.
Seconder.
I'll second that.
Mayor Ferguson. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor? So carried. Mayor and Council Roundtable. Councillor Cox, would you like to start?
Sure. Yeah, thanks. Not a whole lot in terms of official meetings. I guess Deputy Mayor and myself attended there was a CNL, Canadian Nuclear Laboratories presentation on some of the nuclear reclamation stuff, the uranium reclamation. So it seems like they have their ducks in a row and know what they're doing. So just people, it's good to be aware that there is still more work going on, in particular at Old Bell Rock. So we will see some vehicles and equipment working around there this summer. Otherwise, the Fort Smith Loppet went on Saturday, and it seemed like it was a fair success. People seemed pretty happy with it, so that was nice to see. And I guess the other one is the Fort Smith Frolics. Yeah, I was out in the bush during Frolics, so I'll let somebody else speak to that. I wasn't here, or I was here. I was recovering from being out in the bush. So, and the other one is the Fort Smith Fishing Derby this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, out at the fishing lanes. So should be a good time. And there's always lots of good food and good fishing, and hope to see people out there. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you. Councillor Cougar.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Nothing to add. Don't feel like being quoted by Captain Radio again. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
What was this backstory to that?
Councillor Benwell.
Yeah, with the frolics that we had there, kudos to the organizers, like they did an awesome job. And I think there's an acronym for the ladies. There's
Yeah,
is what their names, right?
WHAM or something?
Yeah, WHAM. Yeah. So anyways, kudos to them. They did such a good job. Everybody had a good time, especially when they were walking on fashion show. Yeah, that was spectacular. Yeah.
Thank you. Councillor Heaton.
Thank you. Yeah, Frolics is very exciting. I did some scorekeeping at the Joel Tetzel Memorial Hockey Tournament. I do wonder if maybe we can get a foot heater in that scorekeeper. Fox, his head was cooking and every other part of me was getting pretty chilly. Something to discuss in the next budget. And then the youth Northern Games with Melissa, Daniel. I know Victor Marie was a huge help there as well too, and Warren Gillis. So it was super fun. I think we had lots of competitors. I still don't know how many kids actually got into that car, but it felt like definitely over 30. And yeah, just a very successful frolics all around. So thanks.
Thank you. Councilor Babe. Oh, sorry.
Am I that hard to miss?
Wait, he's going by order. He missed Al.
Oh.
Yeah.
Al's always missed.
Okay. I just speak with my mic off anyways.
I'm very surprised that no one said it yet, but happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone, even though there's not too many of us wearing green here. But if you're of Irish descent or just want to be, congratulations on the day. A couple notes from the seniors, just to add on at the territorial curling playdown. The seniors did sponsor a coffee and muffin morning that wasn't included in your report, and they're having a St. Pat's themed lunch with a bunch this Friday, open to senior members and non-members. I also helped out, during Frolics, but it wasn't Frolics, it was the Tabacha Dog Musher races. It was a very fun event, and the trail was good the second day. First day there was a whack of snow came down. And then I also wanted to say I spoke on behalf of the mayor and the town at the Big Fun snowboarding event just a couple of days ago. And honestly, that was the first time I was ever in that warming shack. And wow, what a nice facility that the town is providing for that group, and great organizers for putting that on. It was a chilly, sunny day, but everyone was having fun.
Thank you. Councilor Babe.
Thank you. I just wanted to say congratulations to all the athletes involved in the Arctic Winter Games, and also just kudos to everybody who put on a number of fantastic community events. I unfortunately am traveling for work and working on the Mackenzie Valley Highway project, so I missed out on the Loppet this year. But heard the trail was really nice, and again, kudos for everybody involved in that event in particular to make it happen. And speaking a little bit to what I'm doing right now, I think there's we're in a moment where we might see a lot of investment in the North. We're already hearing a little bit about that, and I think it's just the work, seeing the whole group here, the work we're doing. I think we're working towards making Fort Smith a really nice place, an attractive place to be and live and be part of that big change we're going to be seeing in the North over the coming years. So kudos as well to everyone in the room there, and hopefully I'll see you at the next meeting in person.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Keiser.
Just three little things. Carl made the point about the Northern Transportation Route. I think one of the things that I found interesting is you may see guys in hazmat suits. They did say at one point. So just so people be aware that when they are cleaning up radiation stuff. So you may hear people commenting, seeing strange things in Bell Rock this summer. That's what this project is. It is, Carl said, it's a very good project. They're meeting the criteria and they're cleaning up a mess. So, but yeah, you may hear locals may be seeing things they're not used to seeing out there. The frolics went really well. I participated in the kids game with the town staff. They did an awesome job. Again, they were out, participated all the kids, had a lot of fun. I had the yard game with the throwing of the balls, but it was, I never stopped from the minute I started until I left. The kids were just lined up. So it was really good turnout, lots of activity, lots of excitement, lots of fun. And I got to open up the hockey tournament, which great turnout. Delaney was here again, lots of other communities. Unfortunately, I got ill on the weekend and spent some time away, so I did not get to see how it ended, but I heard from my daughter it went really well. So I'm glad the hockey tournament went well and the people had fun. And last but not least, this weekend, not just the fishing derby, it is the Fort Smith Skating Carnivals show. It's Fort Smith's Ice Capades, for those of you who are old enough to remember Ice Capades. Saturday at 6 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. they've brought back their ringer announcer, so he'll be back. Those who go to them will know who that is. Otherwise, you'll hear it on Saturday or Sunday. But come on out and enjoy. The canteen's usually open. You get to see some of the cutest small kids in Fort Smith dressed up in the best little costumes, and it'll be a fun time. So see you on the weekend. I hope if you're not at the fishing derby, you're at the skating carnival.
Thank you, Mayor Ferguson.
Thanks. Yeah, so I'm hearing how wonderful Frolics and Lop It and all the events where I was on, I'm like really happy to hear that, and a little bit of FOMO that I missed out on all the things that I usually participate in. So happy that they turned out as well as they did. This last week I was in Whitehorse where I participated as mission staff. I was responsible for 2 sports, badminton and cross-country ski for Team NT. It was really nice to see all the communities and all the contingents that were there competing. I was really grateful for that experience. I'd never volunteered in that kind of capacity before on that level. And it filled my cup because it just seeing the sportsmanship between all this circumpolar world and the friendships and the connections that people made. It was a really well done. And I think the athletes, there were some records, like I think speed skating for Team NT took over half of all the medals available for speed skating, and they broke records. Team NT did. So really good out there. And I just want to say I found an arena that was colder than ours in Whitehorse. The Dakini Arena is colder than ours. So we have a fabulous arena that is warm enough to sit in, whereas that one you couldn't sit in. So yeah, we have a great arena. And busy actually upcoming weeks. So leadership is meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. With the MLA, and all the leaders are getting together. And don't forget about on the 25th, it's the Community Services Fair at the Thabacha campus here. So go down and support the local campus. That's it.
Thank you. I don't think everything's been said, but I would like to give my own personal congratulations to all the organizers of the Winter Festival. It was very successful in all areas, and there was a lot of hard work and dedication by these people, and it certainly is appreciated by the community. Thank you. Moving on, proclamations. Seeing none. Date of the next council meeting, regular meeting of Council Protective and Corporate Services, April 14th, 2026 at 7 p.m., which will be chaired by Councillor Heaton. Regular meeting of Council Community and Municipal Services, April 28th, 2026 at 7 p.m.
Will you be in town, Councillor Rafe?
Excusing of councillors, can I have a motion to excuse councillors?
Nobody's to be
There's no one's to be excused, let's keep going, eh? Question period. No questions, everybody knows everything, that's good. Can I get a motion for adjournment, please? Councillor Terzak.
I move we adjourn at 7:43.
Seconded by Councillor Cox. All in favor?
I guess.